Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back. And I do appreciate support, guys. I'm going to get right into this. I just broke news earlier, by the media about the person that was identified on the train, Debrina Kawam, 61-year-old woman from Toms River, New Jersey, who was horrifically set on fire last week out there in New York. Now, after I made that video, within the last couple of hours of this recording right now, somebody else has been pushed in front of a subway train in Chelsea, on the Chelsea line out there in Manhattan, New York. Shout out Money Making Manhattan. And here's the story. In addition to that, before we jump in this video, tonight's the last night of 2024. 7 o'clock tonight, I'll be holding a live stream for everyone where, we'll do a live stream. I'll be on here for an hour. I'll sit and talk with you guys. I got a new influx of, subscribers and stuff. It'd be like a meet and greet sort of thing. But anyway, let's get back and jump into this story.
In Chelsea, where a man was hit by a one train after being pushed onto the tracks.
And News 4's Chris Jose just got to that scene, has some alarming video of the moment that man was shoved. Chris, what can you tell us?
Right, and police now confirming a person of interest is in custody. As you mentioned a short time ago, we obtained surveillance video of the attack, which appears to be unprovoked and random. Again, this happened around 1:30 this afternoon. A warning to our viewers at home, the video is graphic and disturbing, but it's also worth noting the victim survived. Take a look at this video right here. The surveillance video shows the moments leading up to the assault. The suspect, wearing dark clothing and a hoodie, turns around and shoves the man off the platform as the train was pulling in. The victim, who was looking down on his phone, was completely blindsided. We froze the video before the train hit him. According to the NYPD, this all happened around 1:30 this afternoon at the 18th Street subway station on the 1 line. Law enforcement sources telling News 4 the victim was conscious and alert, and he's recovering at Bellevue Hospital with head injuries. Again, this appears to be random and unprovoked, but the investigation is still ongoing at this hour. Commuters should expect delays throughout the afternoon. Again, police telling us the person of interest now in custody. Reporting live, Chris Jose, News 4 New York.
All right, Chris, that video just so tough to watch. Thank you so much for the latest there.
Guys, you've seen that footage. And it's a miracle this guy is alive. The devil's on the warpath, and he's working overtime in a lot of major cities right now. And New York City is just one of the cities that's ground zero. It's crazy. The guy was walking by. The guy was on his phone. Now, I'm going to say something. Me, personally, people get too complacent and think a lot of times something won't happen to them. You got to have your head on the swivel with all of this news that's been coming out forever about random people getting pushed in front of subway trains, cut in the face by strangers, homeless people acting crazy. You can't listen. You can't be complacent. You can't think, nothing to go wrong, because it always does. This guy on his damn phone, right next to the part where you board. My man came back and just pushed him hard as hell. Said he only suffered a head injury, but I'm sure it was a horrific injury because metal don't move. So he must have got hit up under the train and just laid there, and the train just went over him. I think that's how he survived. But think about it, man. I mean, from the aspect of being pushed and trying to collect yourself before you even know what happened, in addition to you driving up to a stop and a guy falling in front of you and you can't even react in time, and now you don't think you killed somebody just doing your job. I don't know what goes on in people's minds, but nowadays, a lot of people say mental illness, and with a normal thinker, you would say, okay, somebody's crazy to do that to somebody. Nowadays, you can't even tell. You can't even tell. That guy might have been just having a bad day. You know what? I don't like his jacket. F this dude, and just boom. There are all types of people out here that do a series of killings, or serial killers if you want to call them that, or people that just have a bad day so they make somebody feel worse than them. Who knows? But it's a miracle this guy is alive. And it's sad I mean, it honestly is sad. If you've ever been in front of a train or next to a train while it's moving, that thing is an unstoppable force. And what's sad about this, like I was talking about, this is not the first time it's happened. Hell, 2 weeks ago in New York, somebody got pushed in front of a train and they survived as well. They got pushed on the subway tracks. Check this out.
A joyous holiday tradition turned terrifying for a man over the weekend. After taking a holiday-themed train ride, he was shoved onto the subway tracks. He shared his ordeal with our Vanessa Murdoch at the hospital.
I was, assaulted. I was terrified. I could have been killed.
Robert asked me not share his last name or show his face, but felt passionate about sharing his story in hopes it will ignite change.
I love the city, and I don't want it to be this way.
Sunday, he stepped out to ride New York's nostalgia train.
I became that 10-year-old boy that was on those cars with my family going to visit relatives.
But when he stepped off at 34th and paused to capture the train leaving the station, the normally hyper-alert New Yorker got caught in the moment and let his guard down.
That's when a stranger came out of nowhere and pushed Robert onto the tracks.
Even though I was still, in a state of shock and terrified, I felt like there was something good happening.
That good, strangers coming to his rescue.
It was only by the grace of God that there was an off-duty FDNY EMT worker. She came to my aid.
NYPD says this male, 40 to 50s, wearing a blue bubble jacket at the time, is the suspect.
It's not going to be what we planned, but I'll be with my family. I'll have a wonderful Christmas.
In part, perhaps, because Robert says something amazing happened in the wake of that terrifying moment on the tracks.
Realizing and accepting all the love that's coming to me.
Vanessa Murdoch, CBS News, New York.
Sinful. Absolutely sinful. Man in there, you hear him crying, thankful for his life, thankful for the love and the help that strangers gave him. That's what it's about. Just because you're a human being, don't mean that you in this by yourself. You hear people saying, oh, they need to ban homeless from the subway and stuff like that. I don't know. But I do know this. New York is a cold place. It's cold weather-wise, and it's a lot of cold-hearted people there, whether they have mental illness or not. Sometimes there are people out here that just want to hurt somebody because they themselves are hurt. And it's one thing I'll never understand. This guy right here was lucky. Same as the guy we're talking about right now. That's lucky. I mean, looking at that video when the guy walked by and pushed him, just for him, man, it's unbelievable. But anyway, man, like I said, it'll be a live stream tonight. I'll get on here with you guys. We don't have a subject. I just want to spend some time, with you guys. You guys give me a lot of attention by watching my videos. So I figured I'd give back in my last video of 2024. So I'll do a live stream. I get on here. We'll laugh, joke. Hell, we don't know what happened. But I mean, I owe you guys that much. I respect you guys. It takes, a little bit of you to watch these videos and make comments and be interactive with me. And I just want you guys to know that you are appreciated. But I mean, tonight's New Year's Eve. A lot of people went out and want to go out and party and bring in the new year. More power to you, but you got to be careful. Especially New York, where they're going to drop the ball. No pun intended. Chicago, a lot of gun violence go off in Chicago tonight. Memphis, a lot of other places, man. Have your heads on a swivel. If you have to go out, and you're impulsed to go out, be careful. And if you're not, if you don't have to go out, don't. Seriously. Because, I mean, demons are out at play, and, like, everybody's on the menu when it's time for them to eat. He said this man is critically injured. Can't even go home. Here it is. Not even 2025 yet, and we're hours away from that. And people are still out here trying to kill each other. Go figure. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe.